Floor is yours.
This is the Burn It Down NASCAR podcast post Talladega. Got a lot to say about that. We're going to
Or
preview
lack thereof.
Dover. Yeah. Let's just put it out there, man. What's your takeaway?
Crap. Boring. News fest.
Car sucks.
We're a super speedway, and you should not. I don't know where I saw it, and I can't tell you what driver, but they compared a driver's single, and it wasn't the pole sitter, and it was like the slowest qualifying car lap was faster than what they were pack racing because they're trying to save fuel. That shouldn't be a thing. What?
The car sucks. Kyle Busch said it. You saw that tweet.
Yeah, I saw it the night of, and I didn't send it because it was like 10:30 o'clock at night. I didn't want to wake you up or whatever. But yeah, I saw it that night, and I go, you know what? They need to be more vocal about it. And there's many sports and many things that happen in sports. Boycott it. Say we're done with this shit. We gave you 3 years. We're not racing anymore. I don't know how they can't just say, hey, we're not doing it. Hey, we're not going to race these cars. Hey, we're going to put more horsepower. Force their hand. Don't say, well, we're going to abide by it. What are they going to do if they all stop doing it? They're going to lose money. Yeah, they might try to fine you, but fuck it. They get to the point where it needs not a rebel, but they need a revolution. Someone needs to stand up, and they all need to do it in unified fashion about this car.
I agree with you. I just don't know what they can do.
Don't race it. Hey, we're not racing this car
that will get the attention of NASCAR.
If they don't race, that they're losing millions of dollars. Do it. If they do a coup at the July. Well, it was not July 4th Daytona no more, but it's if you know what I'm saying. Do it at a big race. Or the Coca-Cola 600. Say we're not racing it. We're done. We're done with this car. We gave you 3.5 years. We give you input. You don't listen to us. You're not telling us you're doing this and that. It's to the point where everybody's got to do it because it's not going to work if they don't.
So in my mind, because I don't disagree with you, that this car blows. The parody attempt blows. There's no two ways about that. They got to stop it. I think the drivers in unison and team owners.
Yes, everybody has to be in this. Yes, agreed.
Stand up and say, look, this is way too expensive. This charter system sucks. It's not right. If you're a little guy and you want to come in, how are you saving any money right now?
Not.
And that was the whole idea of this charter system and the unified car where it's vendor.
They're not saving money. They're not. They're trying to say they're saving money by doing all the.
Did you see Denny this week say
the tires?
JGR has $1 million worth of tires they had to buy and didn't use.
Can't use. Yep.
I mean, my simple answer is go back to the 90s-ish when all the manufacturers were different. Yeah, it was harder to keep them in the boundaries, but you had multiple parts, multiple pieces, multiple vendors. And could they police them? You bet. Absolutely they could.
But there's more competition back then.
Oh my gosh. And if somebody figured something out, they're trying to catch up to figure that out as well. Versus, where are you going to catch up? It's whether it's a Toyota, a Ford, or a Chevy, the parts are all the same.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous car.
It is ridiculous. And Kyle Busch came out and slammed it this weekend. Drivers are beginning to speak up. And NASCAR, I mean, and like me, you go back to what was NASCAR born from? A bunch of moonshiners that did get put in jail, basically, decided to get together and go to the track and see who had the best vehicle that went fast, turned left, and could get to the checker flag first. And now
go ahead.
It's go woke, go broke. That's what they're doing. It's the parity thing. Who cares about parity? Who's got the best engineers? Who's got the best crew chiefs? Who's got the best motor? You know, Robert Yates made a career out of building strong motors. They had an aero problem during his era, but still, they've got to give this back to the teams and the manufacturers. You hang a body, and there's not a dime's difference really between Toyota, Ford, and Chevy.
I go back in what are the acronym of NASCAR stand for?
Stock car.
This is not a stock car. This is a heavily modified car. It's a frame that it just has a logo of a Chevy and a Ford and a Toyota on it. It's just a modified that. It's not a stock car.
It has no suspension to speak of.
And when this first car came out, and I was talking, I don't know, wherever it was, Twitter, Facebook, I said, where in the world can you find a stock Camaro, a stock Mustang, and a stock Camry that has a single lug? You can't.
Or a sequential.
Yeah, shifting. Yeah, it's not stock. That's not stock. So why are they saying this is a NASCAR car? And it's to the point they've gone so far out away from what Don't get me wrong. What they have always been trending this way, but this is so far out of bounds. The last gen car 6, whatever, was so good. In my opinion, it was a really good car. This Gen 7 is just bass ackwards.
Well, they had the 8 shifter, they had independent suspension, the track bar, all these other things. NASCAR took all that out.
Yeah.
Again, my biggest bugaboo about all of this is in the interest of, everybody gets trophy, everybody's the same, nobody can be better than anybody else. But it's so damn expensive. And why in the hell does NASCAR want to control who you get your parts from if it's not your manufacturer?
Well, here's another thing. What was the reasoning they built this car? To be an even playing field. Who has won races this year? Tell me who. What organizations?
Basically Hendrick and JGR.
Exactly. Not one Ford. And the only anomaly is Daniel Suarez. And when he won Atlanta, barely. But other than that, it's been Joe Gibbs or Hendricks. Where's the even playing field? There isn't anymore. So you've already gone back on what you're trying to do.
Ford hasn't won
since Ryan Blaney
in the top 3 series yet.
They haven't won.
Hasn't won
since Blaney last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prop up Ford, even though I own an F-250, but I still want NASCAR to stop telling these guys you got to buy this part, this part, this part, this part, this part, and there's no variance from it. Kyle Larson wasn't allowed to qualify because one of his pit crew guys pushed on the roof rail. All right, fix it, get out on the line.
Yeah.
That was stupid. That was insane. What the hell?
Why? Here's the thing. Why is a roof rail adjustable anyway? Shouldn't that be a fixed thing? Like, that's not stock.
But the thing is, you and I have been preaching about this for 3+ years. All right.
Their small adjustments ain't working, and if they've had 3 years to try, and their biggest fail, it was this whole short track package hasn't worked, and it's not gonna work. So the rest of the year is gonna be ass unless they try. Like, I don't see NASCAR doing a drastic change for short track. So the rest of the year for short track racing is gonna be so bad.
I'd love them. Memorial Day weekend, show up for the Coke 600. Everybody qualifies. Everybody does whatever, and then on race day,
park it.
Nah, park done. Big race.
We're not their biggest race of the year. Everybody needs to unify. Hey, we're done.
Get rid of this car and do it now.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say get. Don't get me wrong, get rid of it. I know it's a lot for them, but hey, you need to listen to our feedback. You need to try this, do this, get rid of that tire. If they have a list of they have to comply or we're not racing no more. Because that hurts their wallet.
And listen to the fans. All I see on social media is... It's the... So... All right. We'll get into a little more of this. Because we know they're not going to listen. Tyler Reddick wins the race, and I texted you during the race. Toyota's pulled a brilliant, absolutely brilliant strategy move, because going back to everybody was playing the gas mileage thing, and Toyota took everybody off of that because they came in with their 6 or 8 cars all together, gassed up, and went out there and started lighting up ass. And they, in that line that was like, again, I can't remember, 6 or 8, something like that. They were actually catching the big crowd. Because they were like, hey, we're going to make it. Go. They forced the whole field to come in because they knew that they were going to get smoked until and again, because of this car, there was that one bump in turn 3,
the tunnel turn.
It upset Eric. I think it was Eric Jones. It upset. Bubba Wallace was behind him,
and John Hunter too. It was a conjoined effort.
But my point is, there was probably a lack of talent, knowing that the bump was coming up and backing off a little bit. But I'm not blaming any one person. What happened, happened. In the situation, I consider that a racing incident. Took out, 4 of the Toyotas.
Yep.
Hamlin was just caught up in an after effect. Bubba, Eric Jones,
John Hunter.
And it was a I'm telling you, I watched that when they were coming down, and I'm like, all right, what are they doing? Why are they went back out, and I was like, watched them, and they were full throttle, actually going to race.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
Yeah.
They forced the rest of the field to come in because they knew they were going to get overtaken, and then they were going to have to pit and be a lap down. And if the strategy had have worked out perfectly, all 6 or 8 of those Toyotas, the whole field, a lap down. Every one of them. It was like, that was brilliant. Till it wasn't. So, anyway, Reddick was first. Keselowski.
Poor dude.
We'll talk about that. Second place, Gregson, and third, Stenhouse Jr. in fourth, Bowman, Alfredo, just because he survived, William Byron, Todd Gilliland, Hemrick, and Harrison Burton, your top 10. Put Truex in at 10th. I think. No, 11th. Ross Chastain survived some stuff. Elliott in 15th. LaJoy. Corey LaJoy goes across the line on his side, does a barrel roll, and finishes the race.
He's the second person ever to finish the race not on all four tires, with no tires on the ground. I don't know who the first one was, but before you keep going, breaking news. Eric Jones will miss Sunday's race at Dover due to a compression fracture in his lower vertebrae after that crash.
It was all right. Let's go there. I got my place.
Corey Heim will drive the number 43.
You texted me or tweeted me or whatever that he's kept telling
my back
to the infield care center. They released him. And he came out, he was standing up and said, well, I'm okay. So I texted you back. I was like, dude, he's been released. I figured that was it. Well, then I saw
he went back.
He'd been taken to
a local
hospital afterwards.
And he went home around midnight. And that was the last we heard about it. But that just came out.
That was a hell of a hit that he took.
Did you watch? You probably haven't seen the in-car when he hit in the audio. It's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. You know how when they crash, the spotter comes on, hey, talk to me, all right? And you could tell in his voice he was panicking and hurt. He goes, I don't know if I'm all right. I don't know if I'm all right. That was pretty real moment. But he got,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I have to find it for you. But yeah, he goes, I don't know if I'm all right or not. I don't know. But this car yet again injured somebody, and we're just getting lucky that no one's dying yet. And I have a feeling that's what it's going to take for them to change his car. Is someone to die.
I hope it doesn't happen. I really do. I hope there becomes a collective, as we already said, boycott.
There needs to be a collective. Yep.
But they are so arrogant. All right. Logano is 19th. Blaney is 20th. Larson is 21st. Gibbs is 22nd. But they're all involved in the last wreck. Kyle Busch, 27th. Van Gisbergen, I got to give a shout out to him. He was a player all day long. He was a good leader. For some reason, people believed in him and were pushing him. There was a lot of people pushing. He did good. I mean, he was top 15 most of the day. Spent a lot of time in the top 10.
Not to go off subject because you were talking about pushing. Did you watched the Xfinity race, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And did you see all those shit that Riley Herbst got because he left Haley Deegan out to dry because he didn't want to push her?
All right, lady.
Because
figure it out and hook up with the right person.
Everybody was pissed off because he didn't help push another Ford across the line, regardless of his Haley Deegan. And she was like second or third, and I was like, okay, this might happen. And then that restart happened, and Riley just left her out to dry.
Dumped her.
He dumped her and ruined both their chances to win. But He dumped her. I don't think he trusted pushing her as hard as he wanted to push a
There
normal
you
person.
go. That's exactly what I was going to say. He had no confidence in her to hold straight.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And he figured he was going to get wrecked
Yeah.
in her
Yeah.
stuff. And so he got rid of that threat, put it behind him. Yeah, I saw a lot of people, and I'm with most of them. It's like, hey, it's not his responsibility to help her look good.
Yeah.
So Michael McDowell leading with one flag to go, white flag,
he should have. I get why he did what he did because he won the win, but he did one too many blocks.
He did, and there is the argument that could have Orlowski been a little easier on him. Oh, absolutely,
he could have.
and being a man now listen to me, being a manufacturer.
Could have, yeah.
He could have been a little easier because McDowell did make a clear block.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't, he did not come down on him.
Yeah.
Literally did get in front, cleared him.
Yeah, he just got loose when he went down.
I don't want to say necessarily a team player type thing, but as a manufacturing team player, Keselowski could have said, okay, I'm going to get second out of this and backed off a little bit because the two of them together would have beat Reddick. But Brad needs the win. I mean, I understand both sides of it. He was like, hey, you've blocked Reddick, or actually you blocked me, you blocked Reddick. And then I say, well, Brad, wouldn't you have done the same thing? And I think that if he'd taken one for the team, and I'm talking about the overall team of Ford, backed up enough or off enough to allow McDowell, because as soon as McDowell, he hit him. I know he was going for the win, and he needs a win. It's been, 130 some freaking races. I get that. But you should have been the one in front of McDowell. If that's your you know what? I didn't like him because he had it on the floor and he wasn't letting up. And he didn't count on Reddick being able to get him at the line. I think he saw an opportunity to get a W and the checker flag. And I'm not second guessing. Who the hell knows what anybody would do in that situation at that time? But I don't think it was necessary for him to not let up in any way, shape, or form and give what a Cinderella story if McDowell would have won that. You know what I'm saying? Keselowski second, Reddick third, whatever. And you got to give a guy like Dowell all the credit in the world. He started on the pole. He ran mid-pack a lot of the race, just making sure he was there at the end. He got it done, I think, due to pit stops or whatever. And then you just ran him. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Keselowski ran him over. He did. He ran him over when he came down for that last block. I don't blame Keselowski for doing that. I don't. But it would have been a great oval day, if they'd have finished 1-2. But it is what it is. You finished 31st. The rest, Bubba, 36th. Hamlin.
We need to start having a Bubba watch.
Christopher Bell, 38. And I don't care what anybody says. Bubba Wallace was a little bit culpable for what happened in that line. But that's that. Man, we've had a lot of sidebar discussions here. On the points, driver points, Kyle Larson maintains the lead. Truex is in second. Chase Elliott, he's up 4 into third. B is up. I'm sorry, Chase is up 1.
Yeah.
Willie B is up 1 to 4th. Reddick is up 3 to 5th. Hamlin went down 3 to 6th. Ryan Blaney stays the same in 7th.
The highest ranking
Ty
Ford.
Gibbs. That's fact. Ty Gibbs drops 2 to 8th. Chastain up 2 to 9th. And Bowman is up 4 into the 10th spot.
I'm actually surprised Bubba Wallace is 11th in points. He's actually performing pretty well so far.
If
it wasn't for his attitude,
had some solid
I would like him
solid performance. He has had some solid performance. I'll give him credit where credit is due. Like I said, I'm not taking any of the blame away from him in his part in that big wreck. But he's down to that cost Bell 3 spots into third. Keselowski with a second place finish is up 3. Kyle Busch dropped 4. Not a happy boy. I'm not seeing any other major. Jimmy Johnson's in 37th with only 2 starts. So we're done with that. All right, you said you had major.
Oh, I did the Eric Jones thing. It was the Eric Jones thing.
Yeah. Talladega Racings were down 5%.
Duh.
Yeah. On our picks, I took Keselowski for the win. He was second. You took Blaney. He was 23rd. Dark Horse, I took Austin Dillon. He was 20th. You took Ricky Stenhouse. He got 4th. We're not going to talk about the fantasy league.
We told you it was a crapshoot.
I think that is like the absolute lowest score I have ever had.
Yep.
98.
Bad.
And I still beat you. And Desert Driver beat you.
Yeah.
And he hasn't picked since Daytona. I don't know how. I thought you only had 10 picks?
You do. I think that was the 10th race.
Is this race? So after this, he's disqualified, but he hasn't made a pick since Daytona. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the 10th race.
All right, so his ain't going to count no more. But yeah, and he almost got me. He had a 94?
It was a bad. I said I was going to take off the wall picks because it's how it is, and
I did too.
It didn't work.
I was looking really, 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 really good until the last lap.
How I was last week with Chastain.
I logged in yesterday. And I was like, all right, I had a 98 and I won the league. It's like, seriously? So that's that. We already we talked about the late race strategy, McDowell. Something that was kind of interesting this week, for the All-Star race, it's been announced that Kyle Busch is gonna race the 3 car. And I thought that was kind of cool.
A throwback senior GM Goodwrench.
Yeah, good. Yeah. It would. You imagine how awesome it'd be if he won it in the Goodwrench colors.
Well, they better. It's the All-Star race, so it's an exhibition race. Try something crazy with the short track package and see what happens. Don't do a regular package there. Try. It's an All-Star race. Try something. Get rid of that bottom pan. Do this. Do that. Try it. What are you gonna lose? It's not a points race. Besides money. On Wilkesboro, that's newly paved. Try it. Yeah.
It's insane. We keep going to it. But before we go there, we got Dover. And I haven't checked if they got, as we do this as Tuesday, do they have the head-to-heads up on that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Like it's not a whole lot as of right now. Yeah, I know Kyle Larson's penalties aren't over, and that's probably not going to come out till tonight or tomorrow. He lost Cliff Daniels, I believe.
No, I don't. No, he lost like a crew or something else, but.
Did you see that meme going around where he's doing a Sterling Marlin and says, "Hell, they took half my crew. I gotta."
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. All right, I should have had this ready.
NASCAR has granted Eric Jones a waiver to miss the race while injured to remain eligible for the playoffs. Like, will need a win. He's gonna need a win. He's gonna need a win regardless to be in the chase. If he has a compression fracture, that's not a week off thing.
You wouldn't think so. The
schedule, is there any weeks off coming up? So we have. No, it's week after week. It's the 28th and the May 5th, 12th, 19th. Yeah, there's no week off. Not for a while. So I think compression fracture, unless it's minor.
That's not good.
No, I don't see him being back for at least a month. Just to heal, because if he gets in a car, those things, for what we always hear, those things are not very kind for suspension. They're stiff. So that's gonna hurt your back. Especially if he gets in another crash and he has that. He's probably just doing 1 week and see how it is, but he's gonna be off for a while, I think.
I believe you're right. And Dover's not a place to try and test that out.
No. What's after that? It's Dover, then Kansas, then Darlington, then North Wilkesboro, then Charlotte. Coke 600 after that.
Well. All right. We're going to Dover, the Monster Mile. And I like Dover because it's a handling track. You got to have the car set up. You got to manage your tires. A lot of strategy goes into that. Your people that are good, and again, I always go with top 10 finishes over the last 10 races. Martin Truex has got 7. Larson, Hamlin, and Larson and Hamlin Busch, and Elliott have each got 6. Logano, Keselowski, Bowman, and have each got 5. Byron Suarez. That's interesting. Suarez, he's got 4. And then Eric Jones, which doesn't matter. Stenhouse has got 3. A lot of them with 2. So, who you picking for the win?
If they can get together, I'd say Martin Truex.
He's got 2 and 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s. If you go with the points end of things gathered at Dover over the history, Truex is first of the active drivers. Harvick doesn't count. So you're going with Truex, Hamlin aside. I'm going to go with Keselowski. He's been on. We talked about this last week. He's getting closer and closer and closer. So, who you going with your dark horse? And I'm telling you right now, I'm going with Michael McDowell because I think he's got a score to settle. Stenhouse on down.
I think Josh Berry.
Not a bad choice. I like that. And then the head-to-head. Let's do them.
Bubba Watch.
Oh. All right, let's do it.
What's the Bubba? What was the over under? Like top 15, top 20? What are we doing for the Bubba Watch?
I can't remember. It's been so long since we did it.
I think it was top 20, but I can't remember.
Top 20? Let's go for it. Top 20. I'm going to write that down. Over under on the top 20. Yes, no.
Oh. He's gonna have a tire issue or something.
Let's be fair here. He's raced there 9 times. No wins, no top 5s, no top 10s. I'm trying to see his average finish. Where's he at? Where'd he go? Come back. He's running at the finish 9 times. Let's stay. He's only got 151 points in his 9 times there.
Average finish 13th, it says.
All right, mine says
I just looked it up real quick. I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't know how accurate mine is. Is 20.2. I agree with you. No. Might as well start the bubble watch again because he's getting a little squirrely. And my information on these historical numbers is coming off of Racing Reference.
Well, it's out of 3 races there, so I don't know how to make it out of more races. Oh, recent drivers in the races at Dover. Oh, there it goes. Bubba Wallace, average 20.2 out of 9 races.
That's what I got out of 9 races.
20.2. Kyle Larson's the best.
5s. So, yeah, Racing Reference is a pretty good place to go.
This is driveraverages.com.
All right.
We got the same. We got the same answer.
Yeah. All right. You sound like you got the head-to-heads punched up.
It's Tyler Reddick or Kyle Busch.
Woo. I'm going with KB.
Yeah,
just
same. Yeah,
experience.
Same. Yeah, same. Next one's Ross Chastain or Alex Bowman, and I'm gonna say Bowman. He loves this track.
What's his 48 or 24?
48.
Well, I'm going to be contrary because Ross plays a lot of video games. I'm going to say him.
Next is, Larson or Elliott.
I'm going Larson.
They're both average finishers or one off for each other, not even. So I'm going to go Elliott.
All right.
And then it's Denny Hamlin or Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell likes this track too.
Hamlin.
Christopher Bell all time is 16th average with 5 races though, and then Hamlin. Oh, where are you?
I hate it, but I'm taking Hamlin.
I don't know. I'm trying to find it, but I was gonna say Christopher Bell. Hamlin is 16.1 in 33 races average.
What's Bell?
16-0 and 5. So they're 0.1 apart.
Who you taking?
Oh, Bell. Christopher Bell.
All right.
That may change on depending on where they qualify because it's a short track and they can't pass, so.
That's fact. All right. Any news popping up as we talk? Because you're all over that.
Nope. The only thing it was that, and Bob Pockris was like, "I'm questioning the infield care center. Like they just do a concussion protocol. They don't do scans of your whole body unless you got hurt."
Well, I am too, because they okayed him and released him. I'm not a doctor, so I suppose I should leave that alone.
Nope, nothing.
All right. Then let's wind this down. Takeaways. We hate this car. We want NASCAR to pay attention. We want the drivers to boycott and get their
not
attention.
Just a boycott. They need to be at a big event, like event where like the NASCAR's put a lot of time, money, and effort in. A unified boycott.
The Coke 600 would be perfect just because of Kyle Larson racing in Indy and then that.
Exactly. The Coke 600. Here's the thing: don't do it the day of the race. Say, hey, leading to this race, we're going to boycott until you meet our demands or have a meeting with us saying you're going to try this and see what it's like. Not say, hey, whatever. They need to say, hey, here's the ideas we want to try with this car. If you don't try them, we're not racing anymore. Simply put.
I don't disagree. You got to do something to stop the stupid. And this is stupid. You got your folks that aren't going to do or say anything to upset the powers that be. We need the people. I mean, what's going to happen if they sanction Denny Hamlin or if they sanction Kyle Busch?
It's just like penalizing one person or two person for doing whatever. But if you do it to everybody, that's just gonna piss them off even more. I'm like, all right, we're done. So it needs to be a unified thing, and one person can't cross the line and say, okay, I'm gonna race. Well, like no one's gonna care if you race, and everybody needs to do it. In a unified...
there's going to be the asshole that says, okay, great, I'll go race it because I'll win.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's the money.
And that's when the whole... That thing is, though, you'll be frowned upon tremendously, and you'll be raced like crap if you do that.
And nobody will watch.
No, exactly. So they need to do it very publicly on a very huge event where NASCAR's put a lot of time, money into, and the Coke 600 is that opportunity. We'll never see
the closest opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do it at like the Brickyard or...
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. Another one.
Something like that. The first year back to the Brickyard. But that's the nearest opportunity for them to do it. And I'm getting feelings just because people are getting more and more vocal, like Hamlin and Kyle Busch.
Well, Kyle Larson even did too. He's like, everybody's saying we can put 900 horsepower in this car, and it's not going to cost extra to these cars. So I don't know what they're saying. So they're being vocal about it. It's just vocal's not enough.
Also, your Chase Elliott's, your Ryan Blaney.
Yep. You
need them all to stand. You don't necessarily need to get all 40 whatever teams. Just get, a handful of high-profile, 8, 9 of them. That'll get NASCAR's attention, and they got to do something. They got to stop the stupid. And it's that. And I don't. I'm just a little peon sitting in North Carolina that has fun with my son doing a NASCAR podcast that nobody watches. Maybe we can go viral. They gotta stop this crap. They're ruining the sport with all this. So it is what it is. I got nothing left. I've complained as much as I can. And hopefully somebody does something about it. But until then, I am looking forward to Dover. Should be fun. With that, I'm done. I got nothing left to say. We covered it and bitched enough. So
okay, me too.